Today, I would like to share how the words of Christ and the Holy Ghost helped me find these important peace-giving truths in my teenage years. Just like Nephi stated in the opening verse of the book of 1 Nephi, I was also born of goodly parents. I grew up in Nagano, Japan, in a home where honesty, diligence, and humility were strongly encouraged, and conformity to the old customs was strictly followed. My father was a very religious man. I watched him praying in front of the Shinto and Buddhist altars every morning and every night. Even though I had no idea who he was praying to and what he was praying for, I believed some sort of unseen power or God would be mighty to save or help us if we prayed sincerely. Like other teenagers, I experienced many hardships. I struggled thinking that the life was unfair and had lots of ups and downs. I felt lost not having a sense of direction in my life. Life seemed so fleeting because it would end when I died. Life without knowing the plan of salvation was confusing. Not long after I started to learn English in junior high school, all the students in our school received a copy of the New Testament. Though we had barely begun our study of English, our teacher told us we should study English by reading it. I opened it and reviewed its contents. The words in the New Testament were extremely difficult for me. And also, however, the words in Japanese were equally difficult. However, I was drawn to a list of questions of the soul that had been included just before the biblical text in the Gideon Bible. Questions about feeling lonely, lacking confidence, being confused, facing life's trials, and so on. Each item on the list was followed by a reference to verses and pages in the New Testament. I was especially drawn to the question, when you are exhausted. The reference led me to open Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 30, in which Jesus said to his disciples, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light." This was the first verse I remember reading the words of Jesus Christ. Though I did not understand all the words he said, his words comforted me, lifted my soul, gave me hope. The more I read his words, the more I felt like I should try the virtue of his words. I had never felt like I felt that day. I felt I was loved. I felt that Jesus Christ was someone I knew. As I continued studying, I felt as though he was directly speaking to me when he said, "Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled." His words filled my heart even though I could not describe my feelings well at that time. Although Jesus Christ lived many centuries ago in a land unfamiliar to me, I thought I could trust his words with all my heart. I hope someday, in the future, I might learn more about Jesus Christ.